Okay, well, hello there. Hi. So my name is Gifty, and welcome to the Baller Mom feature series. I have with me here Randy Osei, who is the founder and CEO of Athlete Tech Group. And today we'll be talking about how to combine being an athlete and the technology aspect of it. Life as an athlete, life post athlete, and what else you can do to build a career while you are still loving the game that you love to do and play from an athlete perspective, and also from the parents and coaches and trainers. It's a group. So we're all trying to raise one whole human being to be the best that they can be. So I'll send it over to you, Randy, to introduce yourself.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Gifty. Really great to be here. Randy Osei, founder and CEO of the Athlete Technology Group. I myself am a former college athlete that had dreams and visions of playing basketball in Europe. I always told myself I'd play in Italy and drink wine. And I love spaghetti and lasagna. My mom makes some of the best lasagna ever. And my goal was to go to Italy and do those things, but my career was cut short after breaking my foot a couple of times. And really looking at basketball and seeing, what's next, right? My foot hasn't been the same since. I'm not an NCAA Division I player, so the resources for treatment is not going to be what you get at Duke, right? So because of that, I had to pivot, and my pivot was I wanted to coach. I wanted to give back, and I went back to CIA Bounce and started coaching Tyler Ennis and Anthony Bennett and Dylan Brooks and Naz Long, and a lot of these kids that we now see in the NBA. I went back in 2012, 2013 to 2011, 2012, 2013 to just really start mentoring that. One big thing I was telling all of them was, make sure you stretch, like take care of your body.
Yeah.
And they would fight me on it, but then I would start stretching them before games. And, one guy would have 15 points in the first quarter and like, I feel good. Like, you see what happens, right? When blood can move, you can do a lot more. So did that, became Anthony Bennett's business and brand manager. And over the last 8 years, I've done a lot of work with athletes. I've worked with over 150 professional athletes, over 40 or 50 different brands. I've helped athletes launch their own foundations, launch their basketball camp series, getting them endorsement deals and partnerships with, all the big brands you could think of. And I really want to take everything that I've learned and put it and scale it using technology. So really excited to talk to you today because, I've seen what works. I've seen what doesn't work. I've been part of high school to college to professional, where everyone thinks their child is going. I've been on that roller coaster.
Oh, we're all not going to NBA?
Oh, no. Unfortunately, what's going to happen is, I believe it's like 0.2% of athletes go pro. That's go pro.
Yeah.
Wow. I think it was 7% of athletes go on to play college sport. Just college. 7%. It's not a high number.
Wow.
It is not a high number.
This is overall within North America?
This is North America.
Okay.
This is North America.
Wow.
The average 2% goes to D1. 2% of athletes go D1. Just 2.
Wow.
So those are alarming rates.
Yes.
And
it's a reality check. Yeah, it's a reality
parents,
check.
As a parent, you're spending, when I played OBA and travel basketball, my parents were paying $350, $400, $500 a year. I'm hearing now it's $1,000, $1,200, $2,000.
That's just a 2 weeks dribbling course.
It's getting a little wild, right?
Yeah.
We hear some trainers that are manipulating parents, and it's it's bad. So
Overpromising
don't want
and
to
can
make this conversation
deliver.
about that.
Yeah.
Really want to focus on parents. Hey, if you're going to invest your time and money
Mm-hmm.
into these kids,
Yep.
if they want to play sports, if they want to wake up and go to the gym before school or stay after school till 8 p.m., if they want to give their heart to this thing, it's
Mm-hmm.
important that they take the skills that they learn from this thing. And I'm not just talking about your jump shot or your crossover. I'm talking about being able to take criticism from an authority, from a coach.
I like that.
Being able to communicate your feelings without getting angry. Being able to collaborate with other people
Yep.
that have different mindsets and diversity of thought changes the way you think something should happen.
Mm-hmm.
These are skill sets athletes build playing sports that they could transfer into what they do after sports. Yep. And based on those percentages that I've presented you on, those attributes for these young athletes are attributes that today's employers are looking for.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They're looking for
it's transferable skills. Yeah.
Self-motivated, driven.
Yep.
Team.
Yep.
Discipline.
Yep.
High
time management. Yep.
Yeah. Best friend.
Hi.
This is.
Hello, Auntie.
He called you Auntie. Within that, you know, I think helping these parents understand, hey, your investment into sports shouldn't be the sport.
Yeah.
You're gonna get your kid to dedicate their time, their love, their energy, their Saturday mornings, your Tuesday nights, Wednesday night, Thursday night, whatever night it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
This thing has to give something back.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has to be an investment. If we're gonna put money into a stock market because we think something could take off, if you're gonna put money as a parent into your son's future or your daughter's future, and they become a lottery pick, hey, cool, it works.
Yeah.
But how many lottery picks do we actually see? Right. So because of how, you know, the world is moving and transforming, we've got to look at our investments and where we're spending our time and energy and ensuring we're getting something in return for, you know, what our kids are really spending their time around. So.
Exactly. And I like the fact that you said, you know, investing your time in it, time and money, because it's a life skills. Yes, you want to be motivated, but okay, you're motivated to wake up at 5 p.m., 6 p.m., whatever, to go do what you have to do. But when you're in the corporate world, whether you want to start your own business or whether you're going to work in any corporations or wherever, nobody want to hire a lazy person. I would not want to work with a lazy person. You will last maybe not even a full shift. Like you be home, right? Same skills. Like if you're going to be on a team and we give you the ball and you're just standing there, you're on the sideline and you're not paying attention, that's a time and effort and money that's already wasted. So you're right. These skills, once you hone it as an athlete, as a player, it works, it's transferable past the time that you're done playing. God forbid, you know, you get injured or you lose interest, it doesn't matter. The motivation in you is part of your life. It goes on forever. It's not, you don't just become demotivated or unmotivated and you're just sitting idle unless there's a life changing moment or whatever. But these skills that you're learning, whether your child started at 5 years old or 15 years old, these are life skills. It's definitely transferable. Yeah, and I love that you're trying to bring that in back to make sure that even though you're bouncing and you're kicking the ball or whatever you're doing, understand who you are as a person, right? So with that being said, how does the app itself help understand who that particular athlete is? Like, tell me about the whole athlete, you know, the training ground and the app and the concept of it, and how I'm going to have my 10-year-old download it. The content in there that will speak to them from that stage to understand that, hey, I love this sport. I'm good at it. These are the things I should be thinking beyond while I'm doing it, so that when the ball stops dribbling, which it does at some point, what I can do to move forward with the help of this app.
Absolutely. So one, thank you so much for breaking it down as such, I would say, training grounds, it really, I've developed it, me and my team have developed it for an athlete,
Okay.
right? Investors in this company are NBA athletes, retired athletes, currently playing athletes. One of our investors is an NHL player who's won 2 NHL championships, Stanley Cups. Another investor is still currently played in the NBA for 9 years, is now playing overseas. One is a former athlete. So, in building this app, I wanted to not only build it with my experience, but their experiences as well. So as we were building it, we would, get them on these design thinking sessions, and ask them, would you use this at this time, right? Would you want a 10-minute video versus a 20-minute video? Would you want a 6-minute video versus an 8-minute video? Do you want the ability to download videos so you could use it while you're traveling? Do you want the ability to create playlists so you could share content with other athletes, right? Hold on, let's pause real quick. Sorry, I forgot. Keem's gonna jump on a call. Go in another room. Yeah. So we talked about being able to create a playlist within Training Ground and sharing it the same way you share music, right? We are working on content around stretching before bed. Come to Training Ground to learn how to stretch before bed if you're a basketball player.
I like that.
We know basketball players have bad hips. I have bad hips. I have to stretch every day, and I don't play basketball anymore.
Wow.
If I do not stretch, I'm in a bad mood.
Wow.
In a terrible mood. I haven't stretched today. Okay,
so for now you're in good mood. Let's let the world come afterwards.
I'm good. But no, I really want to build this one-stop shop for athletes to develop as a whole person. So wellness, mental health resources, and courses around performance anxiety, stress, lack of sleep, sex, alcohol, drugs. Teach you about it early, because kids aren't dumb, Mom. These kids at 6 know what's going on. At 7 know what's going on. The phone is a gateway to a whole other world. We think they're just looking at stuff. No, they're getting educated very quickly. That's why we're seeing kids as young as 13, 14 are jumping on the stock market. They're getting your credit card and going and opening a Wealth Simple account and putting in bucks. And they're starting to invest at 14, 15. We're seeing kids build apps at 18, 17. Wow. Because they're taking time. Like, technology is advancing how we're learning. School isn't enough. It's not. It's not giving you the skills, the knowledge around where the world is going. In 2017, Dell Computers came out with a study that stated 85% of the jobs that are going to be available in the year 2030 haven't been invented yet.
Wow.
85%.
Wow.
85% of the jobs. Wow. I will send you this link and you can post this on your Instagram. This came out in 2017.
Wow.
What happened in 2020? COVID.
You have to reassess yourself.
That 2030 year is probably 2026 now. So that means your son, I'm not sure how old your sons are. How old are your sons?
12 and 14.
By the time they're ready to work, it's going to be a very digital world. Very digital. And what they're learning in school is not enough. I promise you it's not enough.
No.
There are kids today going to school to become engineers and analysts and all these different types of jobs, going in year 1, graduating in year 4, and can't find work. And they're working at the wall. How does the education system, how does that happen?
How did they not do that?
That's not the dream they sold us. They say, go to school, get your degree, life's going to be good.
Yeah.
Well, they tell you that OSAP's going to ask you for money every month for the next 25 years.
114 months. Yeah, I know. Yep.
We're signing our lives away to these institutions and systems that have built to help society grow. Where is the growth? it's growing.
like this.
A lot of us are watching it grow, but we're not getting the chance to participate. And what Training Ground is going to help athletes do is not only athletes, but there's going to be content on there for parents. I promise you. It is
good.
We're going to build a data literacy program for parents so parents can get ahead with their children. They can learn with their kids. Within Training Ground, you're also able to pull up a video. In the bottom right corner, you could click the AirPlay button to connect it to your TV if you have AirPlay, right? So now it becomes a family discussion. You can sit down with the kids and sit down and learn in under 10 minutes why is tech so disruptive, and then talk about it. You've got to engage your kids learning around the things that they're interested in. And right now, what they're interested in is in crypto, social media, e-gaming, robots,
gadgets. Like all this is all about gadgets and understanding. He mentioned words like get the phone and he can tell me the life of it, how long it's up for update and the reason why, which is better, how it's made. And I listen. I'm like, okay. So I feel like I'm a student when they're telling me things that they are passionate about. And I like the fact that you're going to have a parent side of it too, because I don't want to feel like we're always talking to them. And like you said, 6-year-old know a lot more things that I can't even understand. So rather than talking at them, you're talking with them. And through this app, they will understand. And the concept is at a level that they can understand in a language that they can, make sense of it. If you tell them about stretch, you don't just say stretch, you're showing them. So there's a difference in telling you versus showing you and guiding you and making sure that you follow through. So I like that.
What I want to empower parents and coaches is giving them the data on what their kids are engaging with in Training Ground, so they can help form what programs their kids are doing outside of sport. What kind of guest speakers you should probably bring your kids to hear from within your program, right? What kind of books, channels should you subscribe your family to? Like, what are the things to really help the development of your child? Because you realize they're not getting enough from school, right? As parents, you got to be active and actively engage your kids to help them learn the things school is missing.
Beyond the four walls of the school, because once it's out there, like they'll know it's great. You need to know your trigonometry, you need to know your biology, all of it. And these are all things that helps in life, because it also helps you to sustain time management, understanding responses and things like that. Some things carry over, but I like the fact that also knowing where your other skills and interests are and taking it beyond that. And that is key. And you're right. For me, from the time I started here, like grade 5, I've been through the elementary, college, university, private, like all of that. And what I'm doing now, maybe there's a portion of the things I've learned within those 4 walls that I'm taking in. The majority have been through life experiences and the skills and the knowledge. So I like that you can see it, view it. And I think having athletes who've gone through it or going through it, speak to them at their level is very impactful. Because for me, telling them, oh, go listen to so-and-so YouTube and you'll be okay. But no, by seeing it, and 5-10 minutes max is what you have. And you can replay it over and over, which I love. You can download it, which I love, because then you don't lose it. You don't lose track of it. You save it and you come back to it. And that's great. I love that concept of the app. Like, go back, rewatch it, move it back, take notes if you want, replay it, share it. I think there's a shareable option too, that you can share with someone else to also connect with. And I think that those options within there is great. I mean, other social media apps have other options that you can do, and it's great. But giving the data to the coaches, I think it's also awesome. Now, when you're saying to, like, say, trainers and coaches, are you asking them to contact you and get it, or they can also download the app and you have like a certain section where they sign up and indicate who they are, and then they get a subscription based on what their team is?
Absolutely. It's a great question. Ultimately, with Training Ground, what we'll be able to do is, and I'll probably just show you here, for an organization, you'll have the ability to, so for one, Training Ground is completely free to download. It's free for everyone to gain access to. Everyone can use it. But there is a paywall, right? The paywall is when we get into building programs, doing some of that data reporting as well, building programs for your young athletes. So within the app, we'll be adding a button here. So at some point, you'll see a Baller Mom Canada button that only you want your users to see. So let's say if you started a Baller Mom Canada prep program, all your athletes, your parents, and your coaches will have a Baller Mom button here, but you'll still have access to the rest of the app. You'll just have an extra plug that no. That so that comes at a cost, obviously. To centralize your learning and development. Users will also be able to, athletes, their parents will be able to upload the game schedule. If there's a live stream link for a game, you'll be able to go through Training Ground through your unique code and get straight access to your son's game. We'll also have past games available, so you can watch old games and upload it as well. So really making Training Ground a family fun, still sport, right? We still want you to be able to come and stretch and take care of your body, take care of your mind, learn, develop, but also, I know you've got a game schedule you've got to worry about. I know you've got a practice schedule you got to worry about. I know you've got a tournament schedule you got to worry about. And sometimes when you're on the go, you need one place to just know where everything is.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
I built this app for you.
I like that. As time
goes on, I want to be able to grow it. Soon enough, we're building a podcast section within Training Ground.
Okay.
So you'll be able to get Baller Mom Canada on Training Ground.
I like that.
It becomes this, I like to think of it as a family, depending on, the persona, the person that is using it, it's either family friendly or it's LinkedIn meets TikTok, right? Because like you said, there's content with Draymond Green. That's 2 minutes and he's just talking about investments, right? But then you swipe, here's learn how to build a balance sheet in 3-4 minutes. Right? That really fits into your lifestyle. So hopefully I answered that question.
Oh no, you did. I love where the projection is going. And that's why I love supporting that, because I don't want it to feel like, we just register, you just go play for the fun of it. Yes, you love it, but there's that talent there. And there's so many things you can do. And I like the fact that they can think beyond just playing. They can think beyond just, I'm just there to shoot and be part of the team. Like, you're also an individual. So this here, based on what you're saving as your favorite, we can go back and see where your interests are. And getting in the leagues and the clubs to come in, it's good. Especially if the league and club, a year over year, they get the same player over and over. You build rapport and a relationship with them, but you also have that with them. So if for those who really want to be part of that 2% to D1, you want to be part of that percentage. If a scout comes in and say, I want to know who your coach is, your coach has your information. It's right there. It's right there. The numbers don't.
This is how this athlete.
Yeah. This is
how they've developed.
This is their interest. These are the things that they're showing. So yes, they can physically play. They can, be your defender, your blocker, your point guard, whatever. But know that they also have other interests. So while they're signing up for your school, these are the subjects that you can help gear them in to support, and they'll be a holistic athlete and a holistic student, and you're going to get that full together because their numbers are here. This information here, they can vet it with you and say, yeah, we've seen it. They've been active since this amount of years, as opposed to, can I see your Instagram profile? I mean, that doesn't tell much. It doesn't say anything. There are players I know has post one post or no post, but they have millions of followers. Okay, but what does that do? Does that translate to who that person is? I don't know.
Oh, man.
I came across your page and I'm looking at it and there's nothing else to do. What do I have to do to find you? How do I reach out to
Absolutely.
you, right? So I think
Oh,
having that in that concept of the app is it's awesome. And there's not, I don't see any there.
I didn't even think of that.
Oh,
I
really?
didn't even think of that. You just gave me a new value prop that's going in the deck.
Awesome.
Going in the deck. But I was looking at it from like when I built Training Ground, and I was thinking about high school coaches and why would I want to care about Training Ground? Or if I'm a prep coach, why would I care about Training Ground?
Yeah.
At the end of 4 years, you have a kid for 4 years, you'll understand not only what type of things that they're into, their interests, what they've learned, how they've grown. We'll build indexes, we'll build profiles. And then ultimately, I want to infiltrate, the talent development pipeline. That 99.8% of kids that don't go pro, hey, you want to work? Yeah, you probably need to work.
Yeah.
Because we're now in this tech-enabled world. Where are you going to get ready for the future of work, buddy?
Yeah.
School's not teaching it to you.
No.
So parents, we're putting money in to get money out.
It's an
We
investment.
put money into things. We put money into no frills, into Fortinos to take out food. We put money into this to get lights. We put money into water to get water. So every time we put money in, we need to be getting something out. And too many times, parents are putting money into sports and getting nothing in return outside of.
Yeah.
Yes, you're keeping your sons, daughters off the streets. They're keeping them occupied. But
ultimately, what's the goal?
Sport. They love sports. They're doing it because they love it. They're doing it because they're committed to it. Use sports. And hey, if you want to play sports, you've also got to spend 25 minutes a week on Training Ground.
I agree. Like it should be even the whole aspect of having the coaches use that, like before every training or every game, go to the mindset one and play one of the videos that tells them how to prepare mentally for a game, especially if you're nervous about the team and you're going to go play. Maybe one of the players have been hyped all over social media, so you're all nervous thinking we're underdog. Okay, who cares? Go to the app, watch this, motivational video, get your mindset right, and just go. It's not about the W, it's about the L, which I call it the learning aspect of it, where you come out of it. You don't lose, you learn, right? I always tell them, I don't care if you lost. I don't care what, I don't even pay attention to the numbers at the end. You learn. Yeah, literally, it's the L.
Not about the W, it's about the learned.
Yeah. Literally, every game with you, I'm like, what did you get from it? What did you learn from it? And I always tell them, don't start with that. I don't want to hear, oh, I didn't get enough time. I'm like, no. We all saw it. But what makes you want to feel like you want to go back the next game and do it again? That's it. Like, regular jobs, like say our parents, they were always going to work and everything. They're going for the money. That's what push them to go back. If they were to tell us, I want to go back because my manager was really nice to me, so I want to go back again, that's a motivation as opposed to the money. So we ask them in a way that says, okay, this is the next schedule. What else are you going to do for yourself to make sure you go back to continue and enjoy it? Because you have to enjoy it and you got to give it all. We've committed, we're going to finish the course. And some days you have good and some days you have bad. But it's not about who won or who lost. I don't even like to focus on that. I'm not all about a 2 seconds highlight reel of it. Every now and then, great. You have to give a clap because good job is good job. But having that mindset before game and after game. So something I feel like the app will help out because it's pre-game and post-game, and that just sort of help you be a holistic before it. I watched this motivational video from, let's say, one of the players. Let's say, I don't know, Lillard put a video that this is what I think of before a game. Okay, all right. I may not play like him, but I can think about the way to position myself for my time. And then, this is what I do post-game to get myself, reassess for a regular life. And then the coaches play with them and say, players, go back on there. Let's all watch it together, in the locker room. Let's get ourselves out. I mean, coaches give speeches and stuff, but if you don't feel like talking, let the app talk to you. I love that, right? It's going to be awesome, great thing to do. So I'm so looking forward to how far this whole app is going to do. I love the fact that you have the parent aspect of it. I love the shareability of it. I also had a question in there that what are some of the 5 key skills? I think the way everyone was like, what are the top 5 skills required for the athletes to, utilize their entrepreneurship or the skills? Because like you said, some are taking the options to invest, to understand stocks, to understand gadgets and things like that. And some may not. But not everybody wants to work for somebody for the rest of their life. Some want to have people who work for them, but they still play sports. So from your experience, you realize, okay, I can't play it, but I can utilize my knowledge into something else. For those that also see that path for themselves, what are some of the skills that you learn along the way, or you think will help them get to that level so they can still be in the sports, but develop who they are within that realm?
Absolutely. I think with anything, it starts with the personal development, personal growth, right? It all starts with mindset. I mean, we're mammals that are thinkers, but we're creatures of habit. We're creatures of habit, right?
Yeah.
Because we're creatures of habit, you want to have a mindset that repeats a positive type of habit, right? So that mindset could be taking time to yourself, having a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset, where a growth mindset is where you are thinking of ways you could always grow.
Yep.
Finding ways to just grow as a person.
Yep.
And that fixed mindset is looking at, well, this is just how I like to look at things, and that's that. That growth mindset for an athlete is missing a game-winning shot and saying, I'm gonna get another one, I'm gonna make the next one.
Yeah.
Fixed mindset for an athlete, it's like, I don't want to take this, I don't think I can hit it, right? But in training ground, we speak to that, that growth mindset. You want to start there. The second piece is you want to future-proof yourself. So how does one future-proof yourself? Let's bring it back to a sports reference. So when we're young, our coaches tell us in soccer, work on the fundamentals. You don't know how big or fast you'll be. In basketball, work on your handles. You don't know how tall you'll be, right? You might be 6'2" in grade 7, but as you grow to 6'10" as a big, right? So you've got to build the skills now because you don't know what's coming. Same thing that we're dealing with now is you've got to find ways to build skills that you want to just continue to add tools to your toolbox. That's what I would call it. Right? You want to have a toolbox that you walk around, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this I could speak to. And it all starts with the mindset. I think the second piece has got to be financial literacy. You've got to understand money. Just understand it. You got to understand how banks work. You got to understand credit and interest. You got to understand budgeting. You got to understand not saving, but what is an effective savings plan? You've also got to understand the money mindset that comes with that, right? So training ground, we really break down, opportunity cost. So if I decide to go to this concert to spend $240, that takes away $240 of me getting gym time with the trainer to get better at basketball. You've got to look at opportunity cost, right? So that I think is the second skill. The third skill is building a personal brand, which within training ground, we teach you how to build a personal brand. We've helped college athletes build their own brand to where they now have been able to get their own brand deals. They haven't had to sign with no agent. They haven't had to sign up for no marketplace platforms that's going to find you deals. You know what brands you like to work with. So we've helped college athletes understand that process and build their own process. And we've seen athletes get paid. One athlete we worked with took our course on how to leverage your name, image, and likeness. He, within 2 months, got himself 5 brand deals and now has his own online merch store where he sells merch and donates money to
I love that. And Speaking of that, we'll get to the NIL one as well too, because I want to break it down to the Canadian aspect, because everywhere you see it, it's always talking about US college athlete. I'm like, no, don't be fooled by that. You can still do it even here in Canada. But yeah.
Absolutely.
So mindset, financial literacy, future self, and personal brand. These are pretty good things to be aware of, especially if you're trying to, build yourself as a person who loves sports, not just an athlete, but also represents just more than that. Regardless of what sports that you do, I love that. And of course, your program and the app helps and guides you to do that. Now, taking into the NIL, you mentioned about a course. So is this course currently available on the app, or is it a separate one they have to register with you to
Depending on when this video comes out,
Okay.
it should be out.
Okay.
It will be out. It's coming out in a couple of days, if you will. I don't want to age the video, but it's coming out, and it's going to be completely free for everyone to. So parents, I encourage you to go through it. Coaches, players, we're going to give you how to build your personal brand workbook that you can download from Training Ground. You would send it directly to your email. We're going to give you how to build a one-page document around on yourself to also share with brands. We're going to share with you how to build a personal partnership strategy, right? Because that's the other thing. How do you understand value? I play basketball. I get X amount of likes. I got X amount of followers. What does that mean? We're going to help you understand what these valuable metrics are so you can present yourself for opportunities to grow. We have a contract template that we've had vetted by our lawyer that you could go in and fill in your information and send it to somebody. We have an email outreach template that you can come in, says, hey, fill this out, send them your deck, send that out. We have a campaign wrap report. So after you finish working with the brand, you say, this is how many followers I got, likes, so on and so forth. All of that's available the next couple of days.
I love that.
The biggest thing I'll say around this and why I'm so excited to share this, these are skills that you'll use to get a job that you're just using in a different way.
Yeah.
Right? Not everyone, like we look at NIL, as great as you can get to college and get paid. We heard about P. Miller, Master P, his son made $2 million on a deal. The average NIL deal for a Division I athlete is $471.
Yes, it's very low. People think you're making millions. No.
And the problem is the athletes don't know how to speak to their value.
Yeah.
Because they don't know how to speak to their value, of course you're going to be paid $471.
Yep.
Why would I pay you more?
It's not $471 a day or hour, right?
No.
So that's where the financial literacy comes in.
Absolutely.
Finance doesn't include the taxes that comes out afterwards. Are you being signed up as a partner, or are you being signed up as an employee? That's where the legal side comes in.
All of those elements.
Yeah. So it's good to understand who you are before you say, great. The NIL one, I'm glad you're having it, at least from the Canadian side of it, because there is another company like the front office or the FOS that they had this, NIL education virtual, and people can do it and download it. You get this virtual certification. And I tested, I went through, I'm like, okay, now what? What do you do with that information? You don't know me. I could have created any regular email. I could have just click, do the test over and over and pass it. No follow-ups to figure out, hey, we saw that you did this. How is it going? Do you need any help with it? Build a repertoire with me and say, you know what? I went through this whole process and I finished it, but I'm not getting any response back, or I'm not sure how it is. Is there a way you can tweak the template so it suits just my needs only? Because, the template may be geared towards a guard, but I'm not a guard. I'm a shooting person. I'm a defender.
Right.
How do I sell myself in that way so the potential corporation I'm trying to partner with understand this is where I stand. So I don't sell
Right.
myself to sell for something. Like I'm not gonna sell for tomatoes if I like onions, let's just say, right? So once they go through this course, is there like a follow-up that will be done to sort of help them out through the stages? Or is it you said and done, you get your certification, and now go out to the world and hope that you make it? Like what's the follow through the guidance?
Absolutely. So Training Ground is set to grow into a marketplace
Okay.
where you can ultimately connect with brands. You can ultimately meet with mentors for career development and career coaches.
Good.
You
Good.
can hopefully, if I can find a way to get this free, but meet with a sports psychologist or someone of sorts. You can also connect with job opportunities, right? We'll be able to put up a job board and hopefully some internship opportunities for young athletes to
Yeah.
spend your summer. You don't need to, hoop all summer long. Like
Yeah.
you can hoop all summer long and still, intern somewhere and build the other side of your person, right?
Yeah.
You can get up at 6 a.m., go work out, start your internship at 9, finish at 1, go back to the gym 3 to 7 or 3 to 6 or whatever the case may be, go
Yeah.
home, sleep, and do it again tomorrow.
And do it again.
Right.
I like that.
Right.
I love it because
Yeah.
it's great that you do that follow through because it's that open communication. It's not just download, do the test, and be gone, and now you're in your own world. It's the continuous follow up, and I find that is more, at least for me, it's important because it shows that the person actually cares if I really went through or not. And mind you, it's like multiple choice questions. If I don't get A, I get B. Okay, great, I pass. All I need is a 50% to pass. But does that really mean anything? Does it have to be 100 versus 50? And what do I get from it? So I love that you allow them to have these follow-ups and guidance, and especially with, I think you said scheduling as well too, to map out their day. Because some people need restrictions of following rigid schedule, especially if you want to be dedicated and you have a set goal, and others, the flexibility in there, in between, before I go to bed, I'm just going to watch this video. I'm going to listen to this podcast. I'm going to, follow through. And the app is one way of helping. And I love that it's available on all platforms too. It's not just Android. It's not just iOS. Like you can download it on anywhere, use it, and utilize it to your best. And it's worldwide. Like you're not just based within Canada, correct? Like anywhere could be used. Because there are countries growing within this basketball world that realize when I come to North America, I'm like, you can still grow and be who you are regardless of where you're located.
For sure. I know that, I myself have gone back to Ghana, where my parents are from. I've gone back 2016, 2017, 2016, 2018, 2019. And I was going to go in 2020, but COVID had hit. But every time I went back, I had collected a bunch of books and shoes from here, raised money and shipped it back home, and then went and donated it to schools and hosted basketball camps. And we had skill building sessions with the kids. I mean, we stopped at about 12 or 14, orphanages and schools.
Wow.
Spent, hours upon hours at each of these facilities, just engaging with the kids, getting to know them, getting to talk to, about life, their dreams. I know life might be tough now, but what are some things that you enjoy now? Here's basketball in a lot of these poor parts of Africa is not a thing. It's soccer, right? And the last year I went to Ghana in 2019, we were able to build basketball nets.
Wow. In
parts of the country. So really happy to do that. I really want to scale Training Ground and get access to that side of the world and help really, really develop like the next talent development pipeline using sport.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you're gonna play sports, cool. Our team is using Training Ground because we want you to be more than an athlete. And this is how you be more than an athlete with programming that's an hour a month or 45 minutes a month
Yeah.
that you engage with. So yeah.
I love that. I love that because it's worldwide. And sports is sports. There's no boundaries. There's no boundaries regardless. The boundaries is getting the passport and traveling to another country. But once you have that app, if you can download WhatsApp, you can download Training Ground. Literally.
Absolutely.
You can see the video. If you can go on TikTok or what's it called, Instagram or YouTube, you can get it. It doesn't eat up your data or anything. It has all the information you need. And I like that you're consistently updating the content. Like there's new information coming in. And you did mention earlier, even the archiving of it. So if you save it, it's still there under your profile. So you can go back and refer to it and use it and view it as often as you need. And the information
that
you find is helpful.
That is the liked content feature. So go through it. There's probably about like 6 or 7 hours worth of content right now.
Yep.
Well, not all available. I'd probably say there's probably 2 hours of free content on the app right now that users can go through and engage. And the more that you go through, the more that you use, we want to, leverage technology and algorithms to build the new content in the back end based off of your interests. So if you're big into the stock market, after taking our unaccredited investor course, which is free, it's an 8-minute video with a follow-up document, a learning log that helps you learn as you go. Step 2 is introducing you to the stock market, or is it introducing you to sneaker investing, where you can invest through StockX, or is it
repeat that because I have a young one that loves sneakers.
You can make money selling. You could move sneakers the way people move stocks. You could really do that.
And it's a commodity. Yeah,
it's definitely a commodity. So because the world that we know is changing, the creator economy is upon us. You could go on Shopify and get an online store and have a business in less than 5 minutes. Go and set up an Amazon shop and start selling something in 5 minutes. Because it's so easy to make money, the education system has fallen back. It hasn't caught up. It hasn't.
Nope.
And that's why we see the Ontario secondary school board, I don't even know what it's called, has introduced financial literacy because parents have been fighting for years. Like, you think if I knew about financial literacy, you think I'm taking OSAP? OSAP was coming. They're like, oh, Randy, if you answer it this way, you'll get an extra $4,000.
You're like,
You get that.
And they realize whether you finish or not, you have to pay.
Oh my gosh. And I am a person that didn't finish school. So I'll put that out there. I did okay, and I'm doing okay. I didn't finish school. What I've learned, there's a book that I'm reading called The New You. It's by a gentleman. His name is Ryan Craig. He's a white man from Toronto. He owns a venture capital fund. He invests in education-based businesses. That's what he does.
Wow.
So he has studied the education system in Canada and the US. And what he's learned is that in America, I don't know what the stat is in Canada, but in America, 45% of the people that go to college do not graduate. So why are we going?
That's high.
That's in America. I don't know what the stat is in Canada, but it's probably not that far off.
Wow.
So imagine what those numbers look like in our community.
Yeah. Yep.
From
college to university. Yep. And switching majors. Yeah. Wow.
So many things get in the way of someone seeing success. Family, friends, wrong decisions.
Yeah.
Like so many things could
if it's not health, you should be able to continue. God willing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
Wow. And I love that just having that one place in the app to support it, because, and also your social media account, I'm not sure who manages your Instagram, but they're very responsive in getting back in communication, which also helps because
Oh, it's me.
oh, it's you. Okay. I was like, what? Oh, okay, good. Like your response is good in terms of, hey, how are you? Okay, great. You should do this. Okay, create a profile. I was like, because when I downloaded it, it's like, did you create a profile? I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize that. And I went back in. I'm like, oh, yeah, I could do that. Let me complete it. Put the profile in. Like,
For sure.
we're in that quick communication effort that you're able to meet that level regardless where everybody is on their level. And I appreciate, especially from, I'm not tech savvy, but the understanding of it, I would say it helps understanding how
Right.
this works and using the app to get just the gist of it and going into the whole image aspect of it, because at the end of the day, everybody if it clicks and likes are becoming like the new currency. Bless you. Are becoming the new currency. Bless you.
Thank
Like,
you.
do I need 2 clicks? Do I need 4 clicks? Okay, but what does that mean? And understanding how that is. So going through that course when it does come in, I definitely encourage everyone, download it and start that, especially if your path is, to build a sustainable career as an athlete, or to help your child build a sustainable career within the sports world, beyond that. Because once the ball stops and you're 18 years old, you're looking for a team's already made. You should be in college, university by now. You didn't make it into there. Like, what else is there to do? Okay, fine. What
Yeah.
other skills do you have? This is a great app to
Absolutely.
help you reassess who you are and what you like and what you might like, and then go towards that path. And I love it. It's also Canadian built. It's awesome.
And Ganyan Bill.
built.
And Ganyan Bill.
Yeah, it's good.
100%. The other thing I'll speak to is, even if you do make it D1,
Mhm.
these are skills that will help you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You look at overtime and overtime elite, that business model is going to grow.
Yes.
There's going to be someone in Canada that's going to try to do that.
Yeah.
Some of your kids are going to be approached to start playing basketball at 16 years old, 15 years old, and getting offered $40,000, $50,000 a year. And you're going to look at your bills and what you have going on as a parent,
Mm-hmm.
and consider it.
Yeah.
And if you've taken the time to help your child develop using Training Ground, it'll be fine.
I agree. And you know what? And I like it because the stats that you give in the beginning is realistic stats. So yes, NBA is at the top level, but I always say, why do you think they are always pushing that they're the top? Like right now they're celebrating the 25th anniversary because they see competition coming in. Like you said, the career that is 2023 or 2034 coming in hasn't been built yet. Who knows where the NBA is going to be? It might be at the path of the old age, right?
Yeah.
Overtime elite is taking over. Big Three is taking over. There's others. I mean, Big Three is like for those who went through that, they're still there, but they still have the skills. But people think you're ancient once you reach 35 within the NBA world. Like, come on. In real life, you're still young, right? So the old opportunities coming in helps. And I love that you have it home speaking at various levels, different levels, to let them understand. And for the parents who are going to watch, it doesn't matter if your child is just 5 years old starting or 12 or 15. Have them download it, look it up, study it, understand it, support them. And if it doesn't go, there's other interests out there that they can definitely use to build who they are. They may not be the main athlete playing, but they could become the business owner. They could be becoming the player manager. They could become an agent. They could become a trainer. They could become the app developer. They could become everything, but you still love the sports, right? It's still within the sports. I don't have to be the main one in the circle, kicking and throwing. I could be the one behind doing other things. And I always tell that to our boys, like, when I watch a game, I'm watching the people, the one keeping record of the stats. That's the statisticians. Like, that's his job. He's still doing sports. The ref, the person doing the announcement, the person doing the music, the person doing the lightning. They're all in sports. They're not the main person in the circle, but they're there. So Training Ground is one way of helping you get there. And I love that there's like one of the I think it's the only one out there. I mean, do you have any competitors or so that you're aware of?
That's available and free. No.
Okay.
Everything else you've got to pay.
Yeah. And with the
gotta pay
amount
for
of fees that we're paying, registration fee, tryout fee, game fees, all of
Yeah.
these things, it adds up. So why not utilize
Training ground.
what? Yeah,
Great. Absolutely. I was going to say training ground will be part of that registration fee.
I like that.
So
Oh,
what you pay to
yes,
play on that team,
yes, yes.
you're actually even thinking about paying for it because it's part of your registration fee. But then
I
the
love that.
value it's going to bring you, you're going to be like, oh wow,
Yeah.
oh look what little Johnny went through in the last 6
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Wow. I love that. And send that profile with your picture, your name, everything, your image, all the things that you like, all the videos that you watch. So from the time you're 12 years old to getting into 16, 17, and somebody's looking at you for your who you are, it's all in one place. It's right there.
Gotcha.
There's no second guessing. Like I love it. I love it. But I want to move on to the next question just so that I can get the holistic of it for you, which is how can post-COVID, hopefully PC. What else is there that we can look forward to? I know you did the summit not long ago, which was great, by the way. I love all the speakers. I love all the information that we were able to do it and listen to it. But what can we look forward to in the future?
Absolutely. We have an upcoming program for young female BIPOC athletes
Okay.
in the ages of 15 to 18. It's a program that's going to address anti-racism strategies, microaggressions, sexism, and also provide personal development and career development for life after sport. So everything I'm talking about in Training Ground, we're going to run a whole program around that. It is coming out in January. I can't say the name yet, but that is coming in January. We have our Tech Summit Black Conference, what's happening in March. That conference is a free conference to bring kids together, parents together to learn and bring awareness to the tech industry and show you that not everything is coding and ones and zeros. A lot of it is normal things that you wouldn't think about. Like a UX designer is just experienced designer, right? They're ensuring that you design and have a good experience. So we want to really just kind of break the barriers of entry for the Black community into this space, because it's not as like, I know nothing about tech. I'll say that. I've built no development skills, coding skills, but I've built tech to solve a problem. And that's what tech does.
Yep.
The problem though, that I'll say is tech has the power to divide us or bring us together.
Yep.
The technology that we're building in this world today is moving so fast that as humans, if we don't upskill and learn what's going on, we need more software developers. We need more web developers. We need a lot more people to build technology.
Yep.
If we don't catch up, technology could pass us.
Yep.
It'd
The
be
AI.
way ahead of us.
Yeah.
We laugh about that iRobot movie.
It's not that far away. It's not that far away.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah, we already have selfless driving cars in this too, so that will be that. Yeah, it's coming. But my goodness, thank you so much, Randy. Like I learned so much from this, and I'm looking so much forward to all the other things that are coming in, especially with the various partnerships that you're doing to help not just the athlete but even the parents understand and make it a holistic app or place to go to understand who our child are, who our athletes are, and who they are as a person. Now, last question. I know you started a while ago. You've been in here for a bit. If there was a movie to be made about you, all that you've gone through from beginning to where you are and where you're going, who would you want to play, yourself or somebody else? And if somebody, who would it be?
Who would I want to play me? I'd probably say Will Smith.
Okay.
I've been a Will Smith fan since I was 7, 8.
Right.
Fresh Prince was everything for me as a kid. Be Will Smith. And was the question which movie would my
what would you call it?
Oh, Figure It Out.
Figure It Out. I like that.
My whole
Figure
life,
It Out. The Randy Osei story starring Will Smith. I love that.
Like, figure it out.
Coming up on Netflix or
Coming up on Training
or
Ground.
yeah, Trading Ground TV.
Absolutely.
There you go. I love that. I love that. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time and effort. I will share this later and I will tag everything on it, provide all the information for everybody that needs to reach out to you and your team to get the ball rolling. And let's continue to support, cheer, and as I always say, to unite. So thank you. I'm going to end the recording now.